The present topic is going on. Dharma, virtue and vice is the cause and effect is the body. In them, which is first and which is afterwards cannot be decided. Your inability to reply, proponent is telling, tantamounts to ignorance, or there will be no order of succession. Apratibhabhidhanam. Apratibhabhidhanam. Apratibha abhidhanam. Apratibhabhidhanam. Your statement telling first cause and afterwards effect is wrong, because you have stated both of them are beginningless. Pratignya hani, another fault. So, absence of birth revealed by the wise. The emergence of cause and effect has not been asserted by from non-existing. From a non-existing thing, the emergence of cause and effect cannot be ascertained. Then he puts a question. It was admitted the causal relation as between a seed and sprout, that we say. The illustration of seed and sprout is always equal to the major term had to be proved, sadhya. Sadhya and drishtanta both are same. If the sadhya and drishtanta are same, you cannot prove what you want to prove by logic. The intelligent never prove like that. That means the logic you are giving, like that, those who are intelligent, they don't prove like that. How is birthlessness, ajati, being revealed by wise? The ignorant does not know the meaning of cause and effect. You see, the ignorant persons, they don't know the meaning of cause and effect. He says, their ignorance regarding antecedents and succession reveals the birthlessness. They cannot prove. If you know the effect, then why you are not comprehending the cause? The actions for birth, why you are not comprehending? Then he says that there is no birth at all. For that, he has given, see, 6 alternations. A thing is not born by itself, nor by another, nor by both. A thing is not born from the existing thing or a non-existing thing, nor from both. So this he has given in the original text, and Bhashya he has given. Now, what the sub-commentary is telling, if you want to hear, we will proceed, otherwise we will proceed to the next stanza. This is interesting. It is interesting. Sub-commentary also is quite interesting. In reality, nothing is born. Now you see, here he says, in reality, nothing is born. But when the opponent is Buddha, he is having 4 followers. There must be some mistake in the master or the disciples. Master is one, he is telling one thing, And how the four disciples have understood in four ways. Somewhere something is wrong. And their theory is wrong, the followers of Buddhism. Why? When Buddha was there, nothing is taken down. Notes, no notes. Not even a single disciple. And after so many years, they have called, there was a big meeting, Tripitaka, they have formed. Whatever you know, you just write and put in this box. And 3 boxes they have put. So that it has divided into 3. That is, one who accepts an object that is outside, one follower. Another follower says, the object is not there outside, it is inside. By inference, you can tell the object is outside, but actually it is inside. So these two, to some extent, they accept an object that is which is outside. So they are put in one category. And another disciple says, everything is momentary, kshanikavada. And another still, everything is void, sunya. Void? Sunya. So, the master does not want to confuse the disciples. Then how he will be a master? If you want to confuse the disciples. Then how 4 parties are there in the disciples? That itself, some confusion somewhere. Either master is not correct or the disciples are not correct. What you say? And you see, when Buddha was living, his Buddhism has spread so much, and just even after passing away, 3/4 of the world was following Buddha's teachings. 3/4 of the world. You can understand his power. But afterwards what happened? Where it is born, there nobody accepts it. In India it is born, nobody accepts it there. See. So, even before the advent of Shankaracharya, there were so many Buddhists were there, and so they were refuted because only the one base. Because you are not accepting the scriptures, you are not correct. And what you say is also not correct. No void, no momentariness, no, you don't accept that some of you don't accept the objects are outside. If he says he is going to give the argument, if the objects are not there, go and put your hand in the fire and I will see. The hand is burned and you are feeling the pain and you are telling the object is not there. How is it? So like that he gives so many arguments. What I mean to say is, now Gaudapadacharya, he is refuting nothing is born. But when Buddha comes, he proves that a thing is there outside. Because he is not accepting. He wanted to refute the opponents. Now he wanted to prove his own theory. That's why he says nothing is born. Oh, don't get confused. He is told there's something and he is told just see the opponent, how he is refuting the opponent. That is more essential. Not that he has told something there, he has told something here. His theory is only one. What? Nothing is born. But if the opponent says something, he has to refute him. So, to refute him, there he accepts the outside objects are there. Then at best he may tell in relativity, not in absolute. All only arguments, you see. So in reality nothing is born. To show nothing is born, he is going to reason from this sloka, itasya na jayate kinchit yet jayamanam vastu. For this following reason too, nothing is born for a thing that is born. Thing for it is not born, he says. To explain the word itaha from this, for this reason, itaha, he explains the birth of but by translation, by he is translating and gives 6 doubts. Yet jayamanam vastu. And this, for this following reason, we are raising 6 doubts. So, all the doubts are refuted. Then what is confirmed? Nothing is having the birth. No birth at all. Birth. So, first you should understand what is the essence. That is said. For this following reason too, nothing is born. But this much. All the other is only just argument. He says this side, that side, that side. So, keeping this particular point in the mind, we should go through. Otherwise, something is told in the beginning, upakrama, upasamhara, and something is told afterwards, you will forget why he is telling, why he is not telling this. That confusion may be there. In all the ways, birth cannot occur. Now, he is refuting the first, neither of itself. A thing cannot have the birth from it. A part cannot give another part. No birth for itself, from itself. So what he says, because to be the effect by itself, a cause is needed. It cannot change into effect by itself. See, now he is telling, to be an effect, a cause must change. A cause must change, he says. It cannot change by itself. Clay by itself cannot become the part. Some instrumental cause is there, somebody is there to make. So, without desire, you cannot change. So, desire should be there to change the cause into effect. So, a desire must be there and should be under control of the cause. You cannot take sand from seashore and make a pot. That means the effect should be under the control of the cause. Only a particular thing, if we say it is cause, clay, from that only we can make the pot. But it cannot change by itself. Now, you see, actual conversation I forgot. In Brahma Sutra, it comes while discussing how from the conscious being an inert thing has come out, the world. In this connection, he gives, you see, the body of a cow is inert. So, inert milk is coming out. The opponent says. Then the proponent says, you see, if you want more milk, you are feeding it more. And if a bull is there, you cannot get milk from that. If you say an inert thing, only a cow which has given a calf can give the milk. So you cannot say it is inert. Like this, good discussion will be there in the Brahma Sutras also. That, because I remember I am telling, there should be a desire. The cow wanted to give milk to the calf. That's why it is milking. In the same way, a cause cannot change by itself into the effect. A desire should be there, and it should be under the control. It should be under the control of the cause. The non-existing cannot take place. One cannot, the non-existing thing cannot take place from the cause. Cause is there, and by itself it cannot change into the effect. That means from a non-existing thing also effect cannot be there. For that he is giving the example, illustration. Not existing cannot take place. One cannot stand on one's own shoulder. Now, from one particular object, another object cannot come. Part cannot produce a part. An existing thing, part. So in the same way, a man cannot stand on his own shoulders. Standing and putting the legs on the shoulder, how is it possible? If you put the legs on the shoulder, he will walk with the hands. That is another thing. But one cannot stand putting his legs on his own shoulder. That much. That means from a existing object, another object cannot take birth. A part cannot come out of a part, this much. Atmashaya dosha. It is called Atmashaya dosha. We never see a part producing another part, so this is the result. Now he is going to the second. A part cannot produce a part. A cloth may produce a part. Is it possible? Not possible. Or a part can produce a cloth. Not possible. So, if you say from by itself it cannot take birth, from another also it cannot take birth.
Swamiji say that a pot cannot produce a pot. This is being born out of itself. It cannot. Then he says it also cannot be born from another.
Another. Or from both.
Or from both. So from another, a pot cannot be born out of a cloth. But at the same time, also, a pot cannot be born out of another pot.
Ah, correct. A pot cannot produce another pot. A pot cannot produce a cloth. A cloth cannot produce a pot from another. And they both cannot produce combinedly a pot or a cloth. So, you see, he has raised 6 doubts. There is no birth of anything by itself, by another, or by both. That is refuting. Something else cannot be the cause for birth. The cloth will come out of a pot. That cannot be. The eligibility to produce cannot be something else. Without producing, the eligibility to produce cannot be something else. Without producing, we cannot tell the eligibility. Now they are both interdependent. The eligibility and producing. That's why I told you cannot make a pot out of sand. Eligibility is not there. So you have to take the clay, and particular clay. With that only you can make the pot. So, eligibility and producing, they are interdependent. You cannot say, you cannot produce yogurt out of water. Now, he gave another example. The proponent, you say milk is coming out of cow. You feed more bull and take out milk. I will see. This is the argument. The bull can never give the milk. And you feed it more. Or else don't take a bull. You are telling from inert thing is coming. I do agree. So you take a pot, put some water, put some fodder, put some grass, and morning you will get milk. That is your argument. That means a special thing is there in the cow. That is consciousness. To prove this, now from both it cannot come. Gives opposite illustration, yatha. Where it has gone? 7. Yatha ghathat pataha patat patantaram. From both also you cannot have. This is 7th one. Yatha ghatapatabhyam ghatapato na jayate. Even as a jar or cloth is not born of a jar or a cloth, since it leads to contradiction. That which is created cannot from itself or from another, that he has told it is illogical, or from both. Though difference is there, now again is coming, opponent. A son is born from a father, that we see. Janya Janaka Bhava. The father is the producer and son is produced. So Janya Janaka Bhava is there. It is the direct perception. We do see. Pratyaksha. So you cannot refute. How you say? Then he says, Nano. True. It can be argued that a jar is born of clay and a son of a father. But the ignorant only entertain such notions or usage as it exists. It is being born. The man of knowledge never says. He says everything is unreal. Again, see. So, the opponent is asking from the relative plane. Though it is true in the relative plane, from the absolute, otherwise, if you are always attached to the relative plane only, then you will not get the glimpse of the absolute. Somehow or other, through logic, through your intellect, through your aspirations, through your self-confidence, you have to conclude that world is unreal. Otherwise, no dispassion, no discrimination, and you will not progress in the spiritually. No progress will be there. How you can control your mind, which is going outside? You have to give its argument. Wherever you are going, it is unreal. Everything is within you. That he is telling only one thing is real. From the absolute point. That only ajatavad, nothing is born. That is proving now. So, you take from anywhere the argument. Finally, we have to come to the ajatavad. Nothing is born in the relative sense. Only one thing is there, that is Brahman, that is yourself. But this is Vedanta. No other thing. So he says, all right, I do accept. A son was born to a father. And that is only for ignorant people. But not a man of knowledge. Because of direct perception, the words and knowledge, that is, the words and the convictions, is for non-discriminating persons or for discriminating persons. Now he is putting question to him, opponent. He accepts the first, says for the non-discriminating persons only. The second doubt is refuted. Taveva sabda pratyayo vegave parikshete kim satyam eva tau utam rusha iti. The discriminating persons, they discriminate parikshete, what is true and what is false. So, for them, nothing is there. When we examine, they become illusory. It is only to say or to utter, that's all. Vacharambhana vikaro namadhaya. To talk of birth is only a sound. Vacharambhana vikaro namadhayam. It is Sravanam. Not real in absolute plane. So, the sound, etc., are attached to false knowledge. So now he says the sound, the utterance, the words, all these things are attached to the false knowledge. So when you go to the, you need not go to the absolute. All right, leave it. Why do you worry about the absolute? Something is there, it is all pervading. It is only the conscious, it is extreme bliss. And when you will get bliss? When you know your own self. At least try for that. Why you are worried about the whole world or those things, this thing, that thing? So many conversations. Simply control your mind, concentrate it and know your own self. But there ends the matter. Now the fourth doubt, that is a thing that is existing, that is refuting. Satyen na jayate satvan mruta pitradivat. Mrut pitradivat. If a thing exists, it is not born like clay or father. It is already existing. Clay is clay. It is existing. So how can you say it has taken birth? You cannot say. And the fifth one also he says, Yadi asat tathapi na jayate asatva shesha vishānādivat. Now a existing thing you cannot say it has taken the birth. Take the father, take the son, take the clay, whatever you take, it is already existing. So how can you say it has taken birth? And if you say a non-existing thing, like the horn affair, it cannot take birth. And you combine both existing and non-existing, then also there will be no birth. That he says.
When it says it is already existing, does he refer to a name and form?
Yes.
Or only to a name and form?
Only to name and form. And he says, the clay is already existing. Don't go to the pot. Because it is existing, it has not taken birth. So, an existing thing cannot take birth. A non-existing thing like horn of a hair cannot take birth. And combining both cannot take birth. So, there is no birth. अथ सदसत् तथापि न जायते विरुद्धस्य एकस्य असंभव अतो न किंचित वस्तु जायते इति सिद्धम. सो नथिंग इज बॉर्न. क्रियादयः फलांता अभिन्ना. Now again he is behind the dualist. He says, all the actions, how far the actions? Till they give results, phalanta. The actions are till the end of the results. And their connections are, you are telling, the actions and the results and their connections are different, you are telling. The dualist is telling actions are different, results, the bodies are different, and their connections are different. So, the birth cannot be there. That has been proved. Now, though you say they are different, actions are different, results are different, we say they cannot take birth. Because now 6 doubts we have raised, an existing, a non-existing, a thing by itself, a thing by all these things. So, you cannot say that what he says, actions are there, from that result body has come, and one who is having a body, who is an individual, he has to follow the rites that is given in the scriptures, and he has to control the mind by upasana, and then he will realize. And now you see, he says the cause and effect are real. Cause and effect are real. They are birthless. And again he says they are taken birth. And you have to go there. That's why he refused the duality. You are as an individual, your adjunct is taking birth. but you have not taken birth. Yours is Atman. Atman is like ether. Why don't you accept exactly what the scriptures say? So, the birth cannot be there, that has been proved. Now he is raising another doubt. Yesham punariti, yesham punar janireva jayate kriyakaraka phala ekatvam abhyupagamyate kshenikatvancha vastunaha. Now he is bringing Buddhist. Te durat eva nyayapetaha. Those Buddhists who assert that what is born is an act of birth alone, by whom the action, its factors and results are regarded as one unity, and who subscribe to the momentariness of all things, are far from being reasonable. For, according to them, a thing cannot be grasped as this is so. Only one moment it is there, as it does not exist for another moment after it is seen. And also, since memory of an object seen previously is then an impossibility. First you should have an experience, then you should remember, then only you can tell, I have seen this thing. So you are not accepting anything. You say memory is momentary, experience is, everything is momentary, and going on talking. He says everything momentary. And he says, you follow this rule, non-violence, you don't do these things, you do these things. So many rules he is telling. When everything is momentary, what necessary is, nothing is there. By what teaching? Let Buddhists prove the thing through logic. Whatever they say, it is out of logic. That he says. By telling this, they say about an object, and he says that he is momentary, kshenikatvam. When we understand a thing in the first moment, in the same moment it is not there. So, we cannot experience a thing. That which is not experienced, that cannot have remembrance. So, in an object, there does not exist the experience and the remembrance. Then there is no transaction. When no remembrance, you see, now take the example, illustration. There is no remembrance. No? Then how he is identifying his wife and children? Ask him. There is no connection between the experience and remembrance. You say everything is momentary. Then how you are identifying the wife and children? They are mine. See? That's why he says, then there is no transaction with the objects. No transaction will be there. That means the momentary doctrine is not correct. It is not correct. Ananubhutahasya. Ananubhutasya smriti anupapatesya. Until and unless you experience, you cannot remember. So for experiencing, a thing is not there in the second moment. So you cannot. But again he comes, afterwards I think the argument may come. What I remember is, he says, you are seeing the flame of a lamp. In each and every moment it is changing. but still we call that is a lamp. In the river you are seeing the water, and each and every moment it is changing, even then you are telling it is river. So in the same way, there is a connection in underlying. Then underlying connection is there means you have to accept something else beside the moments. How you remember that it is same? So experience should be there, remembrance should be there, and the experiencer and the remember should be one. For that, the one moment will not go. In reality, a thing is not born. For that, he is giving reason. Hetur neti. Kincha हेतुर न जायते अनादेह फलात् फलम चापि स्वभावतः आदिर्न विद्यते यस्य तस्य ही आदिर्न विद्यते. See the English translation, page 481. A cause is not born of an effect, that is beginningless. A thing which is not having a beginning, from that effect cannot come. Nor does an effect takes birth naturally from a cause that is beginningless. Beginningless is anadi, not having a beginning. For that which has no cause has no birth also. Now you are telling it is beginningless. Then again you are telling it is created, it is cause, it is effect. You are refuting your own argument. You are telling a thing is beginningless. And again what he says? If you are say beginningless, you just accept and keep quiet. But again you say, it is having a cause, it is having an effect, it has taken the birth. That is not correct. Kincha hetu phalayor anaditvam abhyupagacchata tvaya balad hetu phalayor ajanmayeva abhyupagatam syat. He says, moreover, by assertion that the cause and effect are beginningless, the birthlessness of the cause and effect becomes consequently admitted by you. Though you say birth is there, cause is there, effect is there, you cannot prove it. So we say birthlessness. That is our theory. You have to accept our theory. So give up your theory. How does it become so? That he has explained through the verse. अनादेर आदिरहितात फलाद हेतु न जायते नहि अनुत्पन्नाद अनादे फलाद हेतु जन्म इष्यते त्वया फलंच आदिरहितात अनादेर हेतुर अजात स्वभावतएव निर्निमित्तम जायते इति न अभ्युपगम्यते. A cause is not born of an effect that is devoid of beginning, beginningless. Their theory, see, is refuted in their very acceptance of the theory. What they say, they cannot stand on that. That is why previously we told, he wanted to prove that Lord is not there. Ishvaro nasti. So again proponent immediately stop. No further words. If you are telling that Ishvara is not there, knowingly you are refuting or unknowingly you are refuting, let me know. Knowingly you cannot refute. The unknowing thing, how you are telling? When you don't know, about a son of barren woman, how you are telling about it? So keep quiet. That is the argument, you see. Sri Harsha, as I told you. And now he is telling the same thing. A cause is not born of an effect that is devoid of beginning. The birth of a cause from an effect that is unborn and beginningless is not definitely meant by you. The birth of a cause from an effect that is unborn, beginningless, is not definitely meant by you. Nor do you mean that the effect is born naturally. Without a reason of cause that is beginningless and unborn. It is beginningless and unborn. For this, we will see the sub-commentary. From the beginningless, fruits and the cause, actions are not born. You are telling beginningless, anadi. So from that, cause and effect cannot come out. If you say fruits are beginningless, from that cause cannot take birth. You are telling it is beginningless. That is, beginningless means it is eternal. Then again you are telling from that cause cannot take birth. For even the birth will not be there. Even so, from the cause body, the fruits of actions cannot take birth. Because you are telling it is anadi, birthlessness, and again you are telling birth. The main difficulty is, see, he is accepting the relativity as real and is accepting the birth of the body as real, and again is accepting the absolute as real. So there will be confusion. But ordinary human beings, those who are not having discrimination, they cannot discriminate and what he says is correct. What the non-dualist says is completely wrong. So I go this side. All right? And that's why Lord Shankara says the discriminating persons are very, very few in this world. Simply whatever the others follow, seeing and following. That's all. Seeing and following, whatever others say. And they don't know how to do good for themselves. That is called illusion. That mother says, I have produced this illusion. That's why they are deluded. They are not coming to me. The mother herself says, I want my sport should continue, my leela should go on, the drama should go on. I will see and enjoy. Even you see, I say that Swami Vivekananda gave an equation. Out of 100 persons, those who want to realize themselves, they leave the homes and they take the sannyasa, whatever it is. And out of these 100, 80 are, he says, charlatans. That is, they are confused. They do something for something. These 80%, what they will be doing? Oh, I will be doing good for the humanity, start hospital, start a school, start serving others. And then again they say, I don't find any time for my spiritual practices. Who has asked you to start this one? So he says, they are confused. 80. Or he says, just like quack, something they say, see, half knowing doctor is called a quack in our say, but what here they say, I don't know. Huh? What is that word? Quack. Huh? You heard that word? Uh, that is a doctor which is having only half knowledge.
This is similar to charlatans, Swami.
Huh?
It's like
Charlatans. Charlatans. So 80% gone there. And 15% are there. They do some Neem Hakim, but not fully knowing, half knowing. Half knowing, half knowledge. Oh, Neem Hakim. Achha. And other 15%, Swamiji says, you see, they do some practices, but not properly. So they become madcaps. 15%. Because, see, knowingly, slowly, Shanai Kanta, Shanai Panta, Shanai Parvata Langanam. That means, if you want to cross some 5 kilometers, you should not run and sit somewhere. Slowly you walk and somehow or other you will reach. Shanai Pantha, Shanai Kantha. Kantha, you see, in olden days, all these Swamis, they used. That is, they are not having so many types of wrappers and for covering in the cold. So they used to take the clothes from here and there and they used to stitch. So the actual thickness to cover the body, it will not be in one day. You will not get so many clothes. Or even in the house, if you prepare, you do immediately say all the new clothes you will put make, and then only one will be there. Rag, they call kanta. So it will come slowly. Shanai pantha, Shanai kantha, Shanai parvata langanam. So you want to climb a mountain, you cannot run. Slowly you should go. So what these people they do? They run. Oh, I heard like this, so I wanted to do, and then brain gets heated up. We have to put them in asylum, or they think something else they talk. So 15 are gone that side. 5 are there. They know the path. They do practice. Out of them, one may realize, one may not realize this. Out of them, out of 5, only one. That's why even Sri Krishna says, Manushyanam sahasresh kaschidhyata siddhyatadam siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatpataha. Only out of lakhs, only few will be going out. And out of them, out of the 1,000 like that, one may realize, one may not realize, he says. Why? The main point is, all these lives, their mind was going out. And all of a sudden, they wanted to turn it inside. That is not possible. That's why to get the outside knowledge is very easy. For that, Swamiji puts very simply, where science ends, there religion starts. Where science means outside knowledge, religion is inside knowledge. So extrovert and introvert. Nobody wants to be introvert. All right. You can dance. Without cause, birth cannot be there in reality. A thing is not having birth. For that he gives reason from the meaning of this sloka. A cause is not born of an effect that is beginningless. Nor does an effect take birth naturally from a cause that is beginningless. He says beginningless, no beginning, and again he says cause and effect. So, controversy. Kincha. कहाँ है किंचा? अच्छा. Moreover, by assertion that the cause and effect are beginningless, the birthlessness of the cause and effect becomes consequently admitted by you. To show the reason, he takes a vow. To show the reason, he takes a vow. Hetu phalayor anaditvam. That is the vow he has taken. The cause and effect are eternal. He says, anadi. From fruits of actions, the cause body has taken birth. He says, accepting the fruits, how can you say no birth or birthlessness? First you are accepting birthlessness. He says, God is there, He is eternal, He is not having any birth. He proves. And you have come out from Him. That is why duality. Tat katham, that he is going to explain. A cause is not born of an effect that is devoid of beginning, which is not having a beginning. The birth of a cause from an effect that is unborn and beginningless is not definitely meant by you. Nor do you mean that the effect is born naturally, without a reason, of cause that is beginningless and unborn. That now he is going to explain. Fruits. Fruits means karya karana sanghata. Karya is the effect that is the gross body. Karana is the sense organs, subtle body completely, and they join together. The combination, it is called sanghata. Karya karana sanghata, the body. What is the cause? You say virtue and vice, dharma and adharma. Now he is explaining the word phalanchapi. Phalancha. You can know. Phalancha adirahitad anader hetur aja swabhavatah eva nidnimittam jayateti na abhivagamyate. Nor do you mean that the effect is born naturally without a reason of a cause that is beginningless and unborn. Ajata na jayate. Nothing is born from the birthless. Aja you are telling, birthless. So, that is connection. The word swabhavata naturally is being explained. Now he says in the beginning, you see, in the middle, he says, not do you mean that the effect is born naturally? All right, there is no effect, there is no cause. Naturally it has come out. That also you cannot tell. Naturally is being explained, swabhavataha. That is, swabhavata eva nirnimittam jayate nabhivamate. Without a cause, there will be no effect. So how can you say naturally? It cannot be. Then what is the result? He says, tasmad anaditvam abhyupagachyata tvaya hetu phalayor ajanmayo abhyupagamate. Because you are accepting the beginningless, you cannot prove the cause and effect, and their birthlessness you are accepting. Hetufalayor. Yasmad adi karanam na vidyate yasya loke tasya adi purvokta jati na vidyate karanavate eva hi adi abhivamate na karanavataha. Therefore, the birthlessness of the cause and effect becomes admitted by you. What is your theory? That the original is birthless. And since you subscribe to their birthlessness, a thing for which there is no cause in this world cannot have the birth mentioned earlier. For birth is admitted for that alone which has a cause and not for that which is causeless. Fruits, that is body, and cause, virtue and vice, which are having birth, you cannot say from the beginningless. If we accept they become, all right, you are telling the original cause is birthless. So the cause and effect also will become birthless. Birthless? Huh? How can you have the birth? You are telling birthless, so it cannot have. Only without logic. That is, logic was not used. Without using the logic, you are telling cause and effect is there and you are accepting birthless. So, the doctrine of naturality is refuted. So, naturally they are having the birth and death or cause and effect. That also you cannot tell. So, yasmat, that is why a thing for which there is no cause in this world cannot have the birth mentioned earlier. For birth is admitted for that alone which is a cause and not for that which is causeless. Up to this, he has refuted the dualist. Why he has to refute a dualist? He says something is there which is birthless. From that cause and effect has come. You are telling birthless and cause and effect, taking birth. So you are refuted. So no duality. Only one thing is there. Other things, imaginary and unreal, illusion, delusion, whatever you want to tell. Uktasya varthasya dridikaran jikesya punarakshipati. A further objection is being raised with a view to strengthening what has been said already. Pragyaptehe sannimitatvam anyatha dvayanashataha sankleshasya upalabdesya paratantrastita mata. Knowledge has its objects, since otherwise it brings about the destruction of duality. Now that is going that side. Knowledge means kshanikavadi. Kshanikavadi, followers of momentariness. Besides, from the experience of pain, the existence of external objects as upheld by the system of thought of the opponents is admitted. Now he says, you see, dualist is refuted. Now, taking the similarity of dualism, he is bringing the followers of Buddha. So, 4 followers are there. One says, Sunyavada, and all the 4, they never accept any single word from the Vedas. Then he says, void, momentary, outside things are not there, it is only through inferring you are telling, outside things are not there. And another fellow says, no, outside things are there. See, contradiction among themselves. Anyhow, since you four are there, we will try to refute all four of you. Now the first contradiction is, if the master is one, how four disciples have come out? His teaching must be wrong, or your brain must be wrong, disciples. You see, whatever teacher teaches, and if you say the mental capacity is different, but by step, you should go to the one reality. Because of the mental caliber, eligibility, master has given four types of teaching to four types of persons. If you agree, then slowly, by succession, they should go to one reality. That means the reality itself is not accepted as one. The disciples are confused. They say reality is one, that is white. The reality is one, that is momentary. So much of contradiction is there among themselves. Knowledge has its objects.
All of them not except Ishvara or some?
Nothing, no Ishvara, nothing.
All of them.
No Vedas. So don't go before them, you are Ishvara. Now, you see, knowledge, if it is one, convictions cannot be many. If we accept knowledge as one, how can you have so many convictions, so many notions, so many thoughts? You accept knowledge as one, and convictions are different because of the objects. I see this thing, I see this thing, I see this thing, I accept. So he says, if knowledge has its objects, since otherwise it brings about the destruction of duality. If knowledge is having an object, objects are many, knowledge is one. One knowledge, and how can be there duality? Besides, he will be going again further, he will be explaining. Knowledge, experience of sound, etc. has a cause, an object. Without the object, you cannot have the knowledge. The Sannimittattva means that knowledge has an object. That is to say, we admit that apart from the subjective aspect, knowledge has also an objective existence. Now, he has divided again the knowledge. One is subjective and one is objective. There can be no experience of sound and the like without objects. Sabdasparsa. Since such experiences have their own causes. Otherwise, in the event of absence of objects, it will bring about the destruction. If object is not there, absence of duality consists in a variety of such experiences as sound, touch, bluish, pinky, reddish, nor can it be held that duality consisting in a variety of experiences does not exist, for these are directly perceived. Hence, because of the experience of duality, the existence upheld by the system of thought of opponents, that is, existence of eternal objects apart from their knowledge, is admitted. He says, now Vijnanavadi you accept. He says knowledge is there. No objects. When knowledge is there, objects are there. How can you say only knowledge? So in the end, that's why he says, hence, because of the experience of duality, Otherwise, duality will not be there. Your friend is there sitting by your side, he is accepting duality. And duality will not be there. If you accept only knowledge, no object, then how the duality? The existence upheld by the system of thought of the opponents, only knowledge is there. Existence of eternal objects apart from the knowledge is admitted by them. They have to accept. So, that is beginning. In reality, a thing is not born, that is over. And it is only knowledge, he says. All right, what you say, I do accept. Buddhist says. You are telling, in reality, a thing is not born, ajata, all right. And what is that? It is only knowledge. Knowledge, he is raising prajnaptehe. Prajnaptehe sannimittatvam anyatha dvayanashataha. We say knowledge should have an object. Otherwise, only knowledge and no object, only conviction, no object, then there will be no duality. Dvayanashataha. Knowledge has its object, otherwise it brings about the destruction of duality. But what he says, we do accept ajati, as you say, but it is, we call it only knowledge, prajnapti, prakarshena jnapti, only experience. Knowledge alone is there, without the objects. How is it possible? So, now bahyarthavadi has come. One who is accepting the objects outside. One fellow says, we don't accept. Another fellow says, they are there. Still another says, it is only you are inferring. So, now he is turning the coin, Gaudapada. He says, you have to accept the outside objects, otherwise knowledge cannot be there. See. So far he has told that nothing is born. Now to refute the Buddhist who accepts only knowledge but not outside the objects, then he has come to the relative plane. Or without object, how can you have the knowledge? See, that's why in the beginning I told. If knowledge is having an object, the convictions cannot be many. If you say only knowledge, many convictions cannot be there. Everybody is having his conviction. For that, he is giving the proof. Anyatha dvayanashataha. If you don't accept the objects, there will be no duality. Dvayanashataha, destruction of duality. Sankleshasya upalabdesya paratantra stita mata. Now, the illustration I have already given, that you put the hand in the fire and say no outside object. Can you say? You cannot say. Your hand is burning and you say there is no outside object. I only infer. How can you say? So that's why he says, samkleshasya upalabdesya, burning is felt, paratantra stita matha. What you say, the outside objects are not there, objects are there. Besides, from the experience of pain, the existence of external objects as upheld by the systems of thought of the opponents is admitted. That means outside objects are there. That you have to admit. The rest we will do. మూలం మాత్రమైంది కదా. Swamiji, we are having a little discussion, that is dining table discussions. So, which Brahma Sutra should be started?
My view, Swamiji, with the commentary of Adi Shankaracharya.
Then it will take 1 year.
Swamiji wants the best thing.
We only for 2 months, we are here in the next year.
Swamiji mentioned an abridged version of Kailasashrama.
But that is in Sanskrit
Sanskrit.
and in Hindi. And now you see only this small book, just to translate the sub-commentary into English, I used to take minimum 6 hours. For 2 hours of class, I used to take 6 hours for translating, because it's all in Sanskrit.
Maybe, Swamiji, we can do the first chapter, the first adhyaya, with commentary of Adi Shankaracharya.
Then Panoli we can follow. Panoli.
Panoli we can follow.
Panoli we can follow. And first chapter we can finish. And the other chapters, just if you find time, we can give some synopsis.
Yes.
Even now also I am thinking, if we are able to finish this Mandukya Karika before 1st of July, then we can take some of the portions of the Panoli Brahma Sutras also. But I am having a suggestion. How far you can do, how far you will follow, that is left to you. Those who want to attend Brahma Sutra class, at least the Panoli or the Brahma Sutras of the Sivananda Ashram, Sivanandaji Maharaj, at least 3-4 times they should read within these 10 months. Then it will be easy, because in Brahma Sutras we get only all the quotations from all the Upanishads. Now, somehow, to some extent, we know what Upanishad teaching is. Atman alone is real, and everything else is unreal. And the creation is for realizing the oneness. And it has been refuted. Creation is refuted. This is the essence of the Upanishads. Adhyaropavadhyam. But he takes so many quotations from the Upanishads, the opponent. And proponent also will be taking the quotations from the Upanishads, and he gives the answer. So until and unless you are thorough with the quotations of the Upanishads, how you will understand? And everything, every time when I start explaining the quotation, so much explanation is necessary. So, that is of course left to you.
పారాయణం చేసేటట్టుగా చేస్తే కూడా ఈవెన్ జస్ట్ బై రీడింగ్ బికాస్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఏ ట్రెడిషన్ ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ పారాయణ శంకర్ భాష్య ఈవెన్ దో ద స్టూడెంట్స్ దోస్ హూ డజంట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద మీనింగ్ బట్ దే క్యాన్ రీడ్ ద సంస్కృత్ దే డూ ద పారాయణ బికాస్ ఇట్ creates some samskara, impressions on it. So in the same way, Swami Shambhudevanand ji was saying, we may not be able to understand, while we were discussing this, he was saying we may not be able to understand while reading Swami Shivananda's commentary. So even though if you don't understand, just reading as a book, if you
Parayana.
Parayana, it will create some samskara in it.
So Swamiji suggests 3-4 times
Yes.
to read, like, for
Um,
example,
Take only Panoli and read it 2-3 times.
But only on the chapter 1 or the whole verse?
No, if you want to know, you can read the whole 3-4 times. Because you see, so much of information is there in Brahma Sutras. What we have read so far, to say it is only Upanishads, it is only an information. how to conclude the meaning of a particular Upanishadic sentence. That is given there. What is the meaning of this? How it has been told like this? And opponent also will be coming. He also will be quoting the scripture. Even Sankhya quotes the scripture. Then how to explain him? So, it will be better if be thorough with the quotations. At least those that come across Brahma Sutras. Then it will be easy.
Swamiji recommends that the reading will be of the text translated by Panoli.
Panoli will be better.
Panoli will be
Because that will be easy for me. English. No, Panoli will be better. Bhashya is there, you see. I think Swami Sivanji or other books, they have not taken word by word of the Bhashya. So, if we want to be thorough with the subject, better to follow the commentary of Bhashya. And I think Meenakshi is already having the copies of Panoli. Everybody take. Those who want to attend, them also, not those who are sitting here only, those who want to attend others, for them also try to provide a copy. Let them read, that will be better.
Instead of a printed copy providing now,